Hey guys, YouTuber 100 here. Okay, now here I am with my second video of the day, and yeah, as I told you before, this is gonna be one of my Valentine's Day related videos. Though this one is gonna be kind of different because it's not really gonna be about a romantic subject. Yeah, as you can see by the title, this is going to be a retro wrestling review, and this is gonna be a review for Saint Valentine's Day Massacre 1999. Yeah, so yeah, I figured like with Valentine's Day in the title of this uh show, I figured it would be fitting to really include this in these Valentine's Day videos. To include like a wrestling video of some kind in these reviews. Well, I already did say like romantic WWE couple, but yeah, I figured like a review of a wrestling show. Yeah, this would be an appropriate one to do. So yeah, of course. So yeah, this show was on Valentine's Day in 1999, and of course, like by the title, this is alluding to the actual Saint Valentine's Day Massacre of 1929. Yeah, and so yeah, kind of a clever title. Although yeah, it's not really a subject I think a lot of people really do want to think of. Yeah. Yeah, but it was a clever title, and yeah, this was the February pay-per-view in 1999, of course. And overall, I think that this is overall a decent show. I mean, I don't know if I can actually go far as to call it good, but I mean, it is decent. I mean, you do have some good stuff on here. It's mainly like the main matches of the show that really are like pretty good. Yeah, the undercard overall is like pretty bad and forgettable, and yeah, it's just yeah, the undercard really is not very good. But yeah, with the main matches on the show, I mean, you do have like some good stuff on here. So yeah, I think that overall it does make it like a decent enough show. I mean, it's I really don't know if I can go so far as to actually say that it is a good show, but I mean, yeah, you do have, but yeah, it is like decent enough. Like I said, you do have some good stuff on here, and you do have like some like memorable things that happen on the show as well. Oh yeah, I mean yes, yeah. So yeah, I just really not sure what else I can really say about it. I mean yeah, just because yeah, I mean yeah, it basically sums it up. I mean a pretty bad undercard, but yeah, main matches are overall good enough. Okay, so yeah, let me just talk a little bit about the card on the show. All right, so um the first match of the show, it was Goldust versus Bluedust, and yeah, like Bluedust. It was really just like the blue meanie with like a Goldust style gimmick, and yeah, when Bluedust came out, it like had like the Goldust style entrance just with blue instead of gold. Yeah, and yeah, this match was only like about like 3 minutes, and yeah, it really wasn't not really anything good at all. I mean, yeah, it was like pretty dumb. I mean, all it really was just just like some like pretty boring like brawling between the two of them, and yeah, you really can't really remember much that happened. It was just like kind of went back and forth for a few minutes, and then uh the Bluedust attempted a uh mini salt hold, but yeah, Goldust was able to counter it, and then yeah, Goldust was able to use the curtain call on Bluedust to pin him and got the win. So yeah, Goldust won the match, and yeah, like I said, it was only about 3 minutes, but yeah, it was a pretty yeah, it really was not good at all. I mean, it was pretty dumb, and yeah, so I would probably give that like I don't know, a quarter of a star, half a star, somewhere like that. Yeah. Yeah. And then next up, then we had the Hardcore Championship on the line. It was Al Snow versus Bob Holly, aka Hardcore Holly. Yeah, and yeah, the Hardcore title was like vacant at the time because yeah, Road Dogg was the champion before, but after he like got hurt, he had to vacate the title. So yeah, nobody was the champion and going into this match. Yeah, and overall, I did enjoy this. I thought this was a fun match. I mean, you had just, yeah, the two of them just like really fighting it out all over the building. Like it started out in the ring, but yeah, it spilled into the crowd. They were just like fighting through the crowd, and yeah, they were slowly making their way like out of the building. building, and yeah, they were just like continuing to fight. I mean, there was a bunch of like weapon usage in the match, and yeah, you just had chairs being used and like fire extinguishers, glass jars. I mean, yeah, just like a bunch of stuff being used as just they were fighting to the all around the building. And then yeah, it eventually then like spilled to the outside, and yeah, they were fighting like into in the streets, and yeah, they were just like using like sticks and rocks and a whole bunch of stuff as they were like slowly making their way towards the Mississippi River. and and then yeah, it eventually then like spilled to the river, and then yeah, like they were brawling inside of the water. Yeah, yeah, and then yeah, then like I think Hardcore Holly then hit Al Snow with like a giant stick. It kind of looked like a broken branch off of a tree. Yeah, and there was just like a whole bunch of weapon usage in the match, and then eventually, Hardcore Holly or was able to wrap Al Snow in like a chain fence, and he was able to like keep him pinned down. And yeah, Hardcore Holly was able to pin Al Snow and get the win. So yeah, Hardcore Holly or Bob Holly, whatever you want to call him, won the hardcore title. And then yeah, he then like just like walked completely back into the arena, like from like where they were, the Mississippi River. He just walked all the way back into the arena inside of the ring to be awarded the championship. And yeah, it even showed like as he was back in the ring, it still had Al Snow out by the river, or still like pinned down by the chain fencing. So yeah, but overall, I did think that this was a fun match overall. I mean, yeah, I really did like how back then, like the WWF really did actually take advantage of like the false count anywhere rule, and actually had like people like they had the matches like spill like just absolutely everywhere around the arena and even outside. Like I really did like that they really did take advantage of it at the time. I mean, in the last like 10-15 years, I mean, how often do you when was the last time we really did see that happen? I mean, because I really can really like I really don't remember anything. I mean, yeah, in 2008 there was like that Gulf of Mexico match between CM Punk and Chavo on ECW, but I mean, yeah, that wasn't really hardcore. So, well, it was, but not like yeah, you guys know what I'm getting at, don't you? Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I just really did like that they actually did take advantage of the false count anywhere stipulation back then, and now they really don't do anything like that. So yeah, but yeah, overall I did enjoy the match. I thought it was fun. I give it about like 3 stars. Yeah, and then after this, then we had the Big Boss Man versus Mideon, and this just freaking sucked. I mean, seriously, I mean, yeah, Big Boss Man he really was not very good anymore at this time, and Mideon just, yeah, this guy sucked. So, yeah, this match was just absolutely sloppy. I really don't even, like, remember anything from this match. I mean, yeah, that's how bad it was. I mean, it was just, like, very sloppy action between the two of them. I just really cannot, really just don't remember anything from this match. Yeah, just in the end, yeah, this match only lasted like about 6 minutes, and then yeah, then yeah, it ended just like really abruptly. How like just the Big Boss Man out of nowhere just hit a big boss slam on Mideon and got the pin. So yeah, it was a very abrupt ending like that. But then afterwards, then yeah, the other members of the Ministry of Darkness all like surrounded the ring, like the Acolytes, the Brood, Viscera, and yeah, and then Undertaker then came out, and then yeah, all the members of the Ministry then attacked the Big Boss Man, and then just carried him to the backstage area. So yeah, but yeah, this match was freaking horrible. I mean, yeah, just these guys just sucked at the time. Just yeah, it was awful. I give that a dud. Yeah. Then next up, then we had the tag team championship on the line. It was Owen Hart and Jeff Jarrett defending against D'Lo Brown and Mark Henry. And this match was all right. I mean, yeah, it wasn't like really like anything that good. I mean, I really do think that I mean, this could have actually been a pretty good match with who was involved in it. But then again, I mean, you had 3 of the 4 guys that were in the tag team title match at WrestleMania just a month later. So yeah, I guess like I guess if you've seen that, I mean, I guess like this really wouldn't be a surprise. But I mean, it just really is such a shame because I mean, with like Owen Hart, Jeff Jarrett, D'Lo Brown stuff. I mean, you would expect like an overall decent match, and I mean, you did get an all right match here, but I mean, this really could have been actually pretty good, and it wasn't. Yeah, I mean, it was like all right. I mean, it was like a average ring action, but I mean, yeah, you're just like not really anything too memorable. I mean, just like some back and forth between both teams, and then eventually it did kind of like pick up towards the end, you had Ivory and D'Lo Brown in Mark Henry's corner, and then Deborah was in Owen Hart and Jeff Jarrett's corner, and then at one point as D'Lo Brown was like on the top turnbuckle, Deborah got up onto the stairs and like was distracting D'Lo, and then yeah, Ivory then and like went after Deborah, and then as D'Lo Brown was like trying to separate the two of them, as the referee like had his back turned, like dealing with it also, uh, uh Mark Henry then like was going out with Jeff Jarrett, and then Owen Hart then like hit Mark Henry in the knee with a guitar, and then Jeff Jarrett then applied the figure four on Mark Henry, and Mark Henry tapped out. So yeah, so Owen Hart and Jeff Jarrett got the win and retained the titles. And then yeah, afterwards then like Ivory then like tried to rip off Deborah's clothes, and yeah, she did get like the shirt off, but yeah, Deborah was starting to go rub, and yeah, the men just like broke it up. So yeah, so this match it was like overall like decent, but I mean it was just like pretty short, and yeah, overall just like pretty average stuff. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I think you would expect better from these guys. So yeah, but it was overall still decent. So I would give it probably like around 2 stars, 2.25, something like that. Yeah, you'll see my final rating down in the description. All right. Then next up, then we had the Intercontinental title on the line with Ken Shamrock defending against Val Venis with Billy Gunn as the special guest referee in the match. Yeah, and this was another match that was overall okay. I mean, the action really isn't too memorable stuff, but I mean, yeah, it is enjoyable watching Billy Gunn as the referee, because I mean, yeah, he really didn't like either guy, so he was kind of just like screwing around in the ring. Yeah. Yeah, there were a couple of points where Ken Shamrock actually did have the match won, but Billy Gunn was like giving a slow count, and before he even like counted down the 3, he just stopped the count altogether. Yeah. Yeah. And also in this match, you had Ryan Shamrock, Ken Shamrock's younger sister, in Val Venis' corner, and yeah, she was like trying to help Val Venis throughout the match. And yeah, I mean, it was like all right. I mean, yeah, it just kind of like went back and forth between the two of them. Like I said, the action really was not too memorable, and then yeah, toward the end, Ken Shamrock then like had Val Venis in an ankle lock, but Ryan Shamrock was able to help Val Venis get to the ropes, and then as Ken Shamrock was like arguing with Ryan on the outside of the ring, Ryan then just ended up like slapping Ken, and then as Billy Gunn like was trying to keep Ken Shamrock away from Ryan, and then Ken Shamrock just shoved Billy Gunn, and then Billy Gunn then attacked Ken Shamrock. Then when Ken Shamrock got thrown back into the ring, yeah, Val Venis just ended up rolling up Ken Shamrock, and then Billy Gunn just made a quick count. So yeah, Val Venis ended up winning and won the Intercontinental title. And then afterwards, Ken Shamrock went after Billy Gunn and brawled with him on the outside of the ring. But then after Ken Shamrock left, Billy Gunn went back to the ring and attacked Val Venis. So yeah. So yeah, this match overall, I mean, it was decent, I guess, but yeah, it's just like the action really was not too memorable. I mean, I remember like the stuff with Ryan Shamrock and just Billy Gunn being like a hasty referee more than and the actual match itself, yeah. But it was overall like a decent enough match. I would give it probably like a 2.5 stars. Yeah. Then after this, then we had uh Triple H and X-Pac versus Kane and Chyna. And overall, I think that this was a good match. I mean, yeah, some good back and forth action between the two of them. I mean, yeah, this was still like during the whole angle where Triple H and Chyna were separate when Chyna like turned on Triple H and DX and joined up with the Corporation and Kane. Yeah, yeah, and yeah, this was a pretty good match. I mean, it was some back and forth action. Yeah, yeah, a couple points in this match, like Chyna was like demanding to be tagged in, and then yeah, when Triple H kept trying to go after Chyna in the match, like Kane kept stopping him. And even like when Triple H did get his hands on Chyna, like when he tried to throw her down, like Kane ended up catching Chyna. Yeah, and also like Kane was targeting X-Pac's legs in this match, and 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 yeah, and also like you had a Shane McMahon like coming out like on commentary for the match, and then eventually at one point X-Pac just went after Shane and nailed him right in the face. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then yeah, it just kind of continued to go back and forth. At one point, X-Pac tried to go for like a Bronco Buster on Chyna, but Chyna was able to move out of the way. Yeah, and then and as Kane was brawling with the Triple H and just got him out of the ring, the referee he ended up getting knocked down, and then X-Pac then was able to give a Bronco Buster to Chyna, but Shane then ended up getting involved in the match, but X-Pac ended up chasing him away. And as Triple H was fighting with Chyna, Triple H was trying to pedigree Chyna, but Kane was able to recover, and then yeah, Kane ended up giving a chokeslam to Triple H and pulled Chyna on top, and Chyna was able to get the pin when the referee recovered. So yeah, Kane and Chyna got the win in the match. So yeah, this actually was a pretty decent match. Yeah, no, not decent. This was actually a pretty good match right here. I mean, yeah, and plus yeah, it did like like build up more to the storyline kind of stuff, and of course it would like lead more to like with Kane and Triple H having the match at WrestleMania, and Chyna and Triple H getting back together, but of course, like it didn't like work out the way it should have, of like them joining up with the corporation and turning on DX. So yeah, it didn't like turn out for the better. But yeah, this match was still overall good still. So I would give that probably like a 3 stars, 3.25, something like that. Yeah, yeah. Then next up, then we had the WWF title on the line and a last man standing match. Mankind defending against The Rock, and this was a great match. I mean, yeah, this was of course like the first last man standing match in WWF history, and yeah, I mean, yeah, Rock and Mankind. I mean, yeah, they really did have some great matches. Of course, like their I Quit match at the Royal Rumble was great, and yeah, this one was a great match too. I mean, yeah, yeah, I mean, this really was just like such an awesome match. I mean, there was just like so much brutality in this match. I mean, it was just like such entertaining brawling. I mean, it was just a real great match. But yeah, it started off with like Mankind kind of like mocking what happened at the Royal Rumble with his hands being cuffed. But then yeah, The Rock then like utilized that to assault Mankind. And yeah, and then and yeah, it like spilled up to like the stageway and into the crowd and stuff. Yeah, at one point like Mankind got like thrown into the stage setup, but then yeah, then Mankind would eventually also DDT The Rock through a television table. Well, yep. And then at one point, like the Mankind tried to go for the People's Elbow on The Rock, but The Rock was able to counter it. And yeah, and then and then like at one point after like The Rock was like beating down Mankind some more, The Rock ended up just like getting on the commentary and was just insulting Mankind. But then yeah, as he was just trash talking, Mankind was able to recuperate and just attacked Rock at the announce table, and as The Rock was like lying on top of the announce table, Mankind then just went to the top of the apron and gave a cactus elbow to The Rock against the announce table. Yeah, And then, yeah, then eventually, like, the steel steps were brought into it, but The Rock was able to, like, avoid getting hit by the steps, and Mankind was knocked down, and yeah, The Rock then, like, grabbed a chair and nailed Mankind in the knee a few times with it, and yeah, and then when The Rock tried to go for, like, a fourth shot on Mankind with the chair, Mankind was able to dodge it, and the chair just ended up bouncing off the ropes and hitting The Rock right back in the face, and then yeah, eventually then Mankind then like tried to go for a pile driver on the announce table, but yeah, was back body dropped at the end of the table. Well, then as Mankind was just like on the floor or recovering, then The Rock just grabbed the steps and then just threw them right on top of Mankind down to the ring. Yeah, yeah, but yeah, Mankind was able to get up before the 10 count, and then he tried. The Rock then like went for a corporate elbow on Mankind. And, yeah, and then as Mankind was just like down and out. Like The Rock then just like grabbed the microphone and was singing "Heartbreak Hotel." But of course, like it was his own version, like SmackDown Hotel. Yeah, but then eventually, like Mankind and like got Mr. Psycho and got The Rock in the mandible claw. But yeah, Earl Hebner ended up like getting accidentally pushed out of the ring, and yeah, Mankind like after he let go of the mandible claw, he brought Earl Hebner back into the ring and tried to grab his hand to try to control the count. But yeah, The Rock was able to get up before the 10 count, and then yeah, Mankind then tried to got a double arm DDT on The Rock onto a chair, but yeah, The Rock was still able to get up before the 10 count. But yeah, as Mick Foley tried to go for another mandible claw on The Rock ended up reversing it into a rock bottom. But yeah, Mankind was still able to stand up, and yeah, and a really awesome ending with like The Rock and Mankind each had chairs, and they nailed each other with the chairs, and they both were down and out, and neither one of them were able to answer the 10 count. So yeah, the match ended in a draw. So so a pretty awesome ending right there. So that there was like no decisive winner in this. I mean, yeah, of course, like the original plan and for WrestleMania was to have it be a triple threat match for the title, but of course it ended up being changed, and yeah, The Rock would win the title the next night on Raw. So yeah, but yeah, this was like a really awesome match, like one of Rock and Mankind's best matches, along with their match at the Royal Rumble the previous month. So yeah, awesome match. I would give that probably 4 stars. Yeah, and then we got the main event, and and Stone Cold versus Vince McMahon in a steel cage match to determine the number one contender for the WWF Championship at WrestleMania. So yeah, so of course, like going into this match, of course, Vince McMahon had won the Royal Rumble the month before, but Shawn Michaels, who was the commissioner, told Vince that he like was now out of the title match, and he lost his chance for a shot at the title at WrestleMania, and it was given to Stone Cold. But then, yeah, Stone Cold also said that he would put his title shot on the line in this steel cage match. Yeah, yeah, and also like Vince made a rule that there would be no members of the corporation at ringside for the match. Yeah, and so yeah, and it took a little while before the match even officially started, because yeah, before the match even officially started, like Vince was just like taunting Stone Cold for a while, and yeah, they were just like hiding like on the outside of the ring, like Stone Cold was just chasing Vince on the outside of the cage, and yeah, they kept like trying to climb into the cage. Well, yeah, as Vince was in the ring inside the cage, like Stone Cold tried to climb in, and uh, Stone Cold, well, yeah, Vince would like keep just punching Stone Cold and stuff, just do a bunch of stuff to prevent him from climbing in. And then there was one point where Stone Cold tried to climb in, but Vince punched him off of him. Yeah, Stone Cold like landed awkwardly and seemingly hurt his knee. And then as the referee and Vince were coming to check on Stone Cold, and Stone Cold then like just clotheslined Vince and went to attack him. And yeah, and then they were just fighting, like it spilled into the crowd and just like all over the cage area. Yeah, and then at one point, as Stone Cold and Vince were like on the outside, like climbing into the cage. And then eventually, at one point, Stone Cold then just like ended up smashing Vince's head into the cage, and then yeah, Vince ended up just falling off the cage and fell right through the announce table. And that was like a bunch of officials and doctors were like coming out to like stretcher Vince out. Yeah, Howard Finkel was about to like announce Stone Cold as the winner by forfeit, but Stone Cold stopped it and said that the match didn't officially start, and Hart and just saying that Vince was still breathing and that bring Vince in and the match actually start the match. So then, yeah, Stone Cold grabbed Vince and actually hit him with the gurney, and then put him back in the cage, and then the match then officially started. And yeah, in this match, like the actual match only lasted about like 7 minutes. It was just basically Stone Cold just beating down Vince for the whole thing, and then and there were like times where Stone Cold was about to escape the cage, but Vince taunted him by giving him the middle finger, and Stone Cold came back in and beat Vince up some more. Then then eventually Vince ended up getting busted open. And yeah. And then at one point, Stone Cold tried to climb over the top of the cage, and Vince gave the Stone Cold the middle finger with both of his hands. Stone Cold climbed back in and beat up Vince some more, and then eventually gave Vince a Stone Cold stunner. And then as he was taunting Vince, then we had the debut of the Big Show, and Big Show just like came right through the ring and attacked Stone Cold, and was throwing him into the cage a few times. And then Vince was trying to direct Big Show on what to do. And then Big Show ended up just picking up Stone Cold and then was attempting to just slam him into the cage walls really hard. But yeah, he just threw Stone Cold in the cage with such force that the cage just ended up like swinging open, and then Stone Cold was able to drop down to the floor and escape the cage. And so then Stone Cold ended up getting the win. Stone Cold became number one contender for the WWF Championship at WrestleMania. So a pretty awesome moment with seeing Big Show's debut, and with Stone Cold and Vince McMahon. And I mean, also obvious, of course, like this is like the greatest rivalry in WWF history. So and overall it was like enjoyable to watch. So I mean, not a classic match or anything, but still like a fun, enjoyable one just to see like Stone Cold get his hands on Vince. I mean, everybody wanted to see it at the time and people loved it. So so what are we really going to complain about? So a pretty enjoyable match. I would give it probably like 3 stars overall. Yeah. So overall, the show, I would probably give it around I guess I would give it like around a 6 out of 10. I mean, like I said, the undercard really is not very good and memorable, but you do have still some matches like, of course, Rock vs. Mankind, Triple H and X-Pac versus Kane, Chyna, and like I said, Stone Cold Vince is still really enjoyable, and even like the hardcore title match is still overall fun to watch as well. So you still do have some good stuff, but just not really like enough for me to really call it a good show, because undercard just really just very unmemorable and really not very good either. So but definitely check out Rock vs. Mankind if you haven't seen it yet, because the match is a classic. All right, and if you do want to see the debut of the Big Show, the Stone Cold Vince McMahon match is still worth watching as well. All right, so I guess that's all I can really say about it. So all right, so this does it for my review of St. Valentine's Day Massacre 1999. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and stay tuned tomorrow, because tomorrow of course is Valentine's Day, and as I said, tomorrow for Valentine's Day I will review the Charlie Brown Valentine's Day special. So that's going to be coming up tomorrow. So stay tuned for that as I finish off these Valentine's Day videos. All right, but I hope you guys did enjoy this review. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.